what can I say? Just have a look at that beautiful table. That is the top 10. Yes, can you see there? Number 5, our beautiful club West Ham are sitting in 5th place, 17 points. But before we move on, I'm sorry, guys, I've got to do it. This video is sponsored by our beautiful sponsors at OneFootball. OneFootball have teamed up with West Ham Irons United and sponsoring our channel for the Matchday Live videos, our highlights and words videos, and our West Ham weekly videos. OneFootball is a fantastic app that you download onto your device. You click the link in our description below. It takes you to the Android shop or the Apple shop, and it's completely free to download. It jumps onto your device and you get as much information as you possibly can related to football, whether that's West Ham or other football teams. You get latest news, you get breaking news, you get team lineups. One thing I love about it though is you do get the live scores for the games on that day, the day you're looking for them, and it gives you notifications. If you want the notifications, it goes into the app and it gives you a wide variety of live scores. On top of that, it gives you stats and it gives you facts on the clubs that you love. What a fantastic app, and it is completely free. There is a link in our description below. Please go and click on that link and download it from that link, which will help our channel out, and it will bring you a fountain of knowledge of the football world with a fantastic app that is called OneFootball. Alf and Stell, West Ham have beat Aston Villa at home 2-1. Talk to me, please.
I mean, it's a little bit sort of weird, isn't it? It's a bit bizarre. What's going on? Cess was saying earlier in the watch along that all the bad decisions that have gone against us in the past couple of seasons are coming back to bite everyone else in the arse. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And you know what? And like Cess said, I don't feel the slightest bit guilty about it. I don't care that VAR is going in our favour. I don't care that poor decisions are going against other teams. All I care about is that we're 5th, and long may it rain. But we didn't deserve to win today, though.
Yeah, I mean,
we didn't deserve to win.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong in winning ugly, as we said. We didn't deserve to win, I don't think. But But as we said, we've had 4 years of dross, 4 years of bad results, 4 years of bad decisions, 4 years of not having the rub of the green, and now we've basically had it for 2 games running, really, or a few games, really. So yeah, I'm happy. I'm a happy man. There's nothing to be ashamed of, really.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Let's get some of the match stats up for everyone that's watching. You can see here possession. Thanks to our sponsors of the video, OneFootball, for providing these stats. 66, just over 66% to Aston Villa, to West Ham's just under 34. You can see there 50% in aerial duels won. Aston Villa had 3 offsides. Of course, we'll talk about the offside soon. And then we've got some more attacking stats here, hopefully, for you. Obviously, West Ham 2-1. Total shots, Aston Villa had 16. I actually think that's probably one of the lowest attempts that West Ham had of most of this season. Probably on par, as Stell said, with the Newcastle game that we played earlier in the season. But, guys, we had a starting lineup, and the big news today was that Antonio stepped in and replaced Haller. Stell, what was your original thoughts on that decision?
No different to what they are now. It was a mistake. Antonio actually didn't really look match fit, to be quite honest with you, and it was the wrong choice. Moyes shot himself in the foot because he's always alluded to he wouldn't change a winning team, and then he went and changed a winning team. And with the greatest of respect to Antonio, he didn't have the best of games, did he? And it was absolutely no surprise to see him. I hope he only came off because he just wasn't match fit, and I hope there's nothing more sinister underlying, because Moyes never makes a halftime substitution, does he? So
let alone make two halftime substitutions. But we'll come on to that in a minute as well.
Yeah.
But
so it was the wrong choice to make, with the greatest of respect. I think he should have stuck with Haller, and I think Allaire did well when he came on. He ran out, he ran after the ball. He was, trying to get really involved, almost trying to say, "Oh no, I'm not an Antonio, but I am a decent player." And you could see that it was sorry. It's sorry. I don't want to be negative. We've won. We're 5th place, but starting with Antonio was the wrong choice.
But Alf, we can't deny the fact that we started off the game really well, because within the first 4 to 5 minutes, we stepped up with a corner, and thanks to Jared Bowen, he put the ball right onto Oggie's head. He lost all the defenders. No one was marking him. He rose above everyone else, and bang, he smashed that ball into the back of the net. What was your thoughts back at that point?
Oh, look, it was a great start, and in fact enough, we were criticising Antonio, but he had a ball into his feet, and then, that kind of, this is before the corner, basically saying, so he kind of enabled that passage of play to develop. The corner came, Bowen took it, he floated it, wide. It was a poor defensive display from Villa to allow Ogbonna to go around the back and just, nod it in. It was a great goal, great start for us. But then we kind of peaked a bit too soon, a bit too early then. And then all of a sudden we'd shot our load, and then we were, all on the way down, on the slippery slope down. And that's what happened for the rest of the half. And I've got to say, exactly the same for the second half as well. We kind of, peaked really soon, got a goal, and then we just on the slippery slope all the way down again. So, food for thought. We've got to win. Great. That's all that matters at the end of the day. But we were lucky. But I got to say, Haller and Benrahma came on with a bit between their teeth, and they really showed some passion to try and get something going.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can't deny remotely that, the game started off well, first 5 minutes. And at that point, I thought to myself, maybe he has made the right decision here. But we quite quickly saw that Aston Villa started to get a hold of the ball. At the start in particular, I felt that the game was very fast-paced and both teams were pressing each other. And it had that vibe that it was going to be potentially a high-scoring game. But it wasn't particularly a high-scoring game, but there was certainly a lot of controversy and things were happening in the game, etc. Listen, Stel, we were talking a lot about Jack Grealish. What was your thoughts on him today? Particularly controversial, and the referee.
He's a cheating so-and-so, and a good player, a class player, doesn't have to play the way he plays. He's on the floor more times than not. And what was going on with that free kick against Fornals when he got the slightest of touches, and then like a split second later he decides to dive on the floor right in front of the referee, and then the referee decides to book Fornals. Grealish, a lot of people talk about Grealish being a great player, an English class player, etc. Personally, I think he's a flash in the pan. I think there are much better English players than Grealish out there. And when they're all fit and ready, I don't think Grealish will stand a chance. He might be on the bench. But in terms of, he scored a great goal.
Well, I was just about to say to you, we can't remotely deny he's a talented kid.
He's got a talent, but, it's the other side of his game that I dislike immensely. And it's interesting because throughout the game, I was looking at details about Grealish. He was did you know in the last season, he was the most fouled player in the Premier League, apparently, or he had the most free kicks given for him. And, it was, he doesn't need a good player, a class player doesn't need to do that. He has got talent, absolutely. And it was a good goal, but the other side of his game, I really dislike. We talk about, the irony is a lot of people talk about foreign players doing that, about foreign players going down too easily, and yet, Grealish is an English player and people don't talk about it as much. Yeah, and it's such a shame, because he's got talent, but I do not like that side of his game.
See,
Alf, how do you describe Antonio's first half? Particularly, he was puffing out of his arse, really, wasn't he? And West Ham's style of play with Antonio, and this is not me doing Antonio a disservice, but there's a place and a time when you've got to make that tactical decision, and I don't think today was that right decision with Antonio. What's your thoughts?
Well, again, I was kind of the ears pricked up when I saw him on the team sheet, But I immediately thought this is a wrong decision. I thought as well, Haller deserves to be in the starting lineup. And, he started off in the first couple of minutes, as I say, when we scored. But then he wasn't really in the game. He was running around, but he just wasn't in the game. The balls weren't going anywhere near him. And anytime he was running, he just looked half a yard, off the pace. So, and we were saying, are they going to make the decision, the subs at half time? And we were hoping they would. And I was surprised that Moyes did, I've got to say. But it was the right decision. Yeah, decision to take him off.
Well, you bring me right to that point. On the half time, we're all sitting here talking about the game. Bit disappointed that we've had to come in at half time. It was an expected goal from Grealish, to be honest.
Look at this comment before you go on, mate. Look, loved it when Antonio started taking the mick out of Grealish for his diving. And he did. Yeah. Sorry, mate. Sorry,
that's fine. No, that's cool. That's cool. And then obviously what we saw, like you said, guys, at half time, we didn't just see one substitution. It was definitely a substitution that was needed. We saw two, and we saw Masuaku and Antonio come off the park, and Sebastian Haller and Benrahma make an appearance. And still, 1 minute into the second half?
Yeah.
Both players had a massive involvement in the goal.
Yeah. We've been saying that since Diangana's left the club, and then we brought Benrahma in, that if there's going to be a player that's going to bring Haller alive, it could be Benrahma. So to see the both of them coming on at the beginning of the second half was a bit of a shock. I was sitting there like, hang on a minute. Oh, I can see Benrahma. Oh, and there's Haller as well. I was pleased. And straight away they had an impact. Great goal, and good goal by Bowen. The way you scored it.
Yeah.
But a lovely flick on from Benrahma. Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they won the ball down on the kind of right wing, and Benrahma. It was between Benrahma, Haller, Fornals, and there was a bit of like passing between them. Benrahma held the ball well. He passed the ball through to Haller, who held the ball up well. I think the player put the tackle in. Fornals managed to feed the ball out to Bowen. Bowen then obviously attacked into that 18-yard box. But as he does, he found Benrahma, who found some space. And we can't deny the fact that the guy got a second assist, and he's only made, 2 substitute appearances for the club. Is that a sign of things to come, Alf?
I think so. I think definitely. I mean, Masuaku wasn't having much of a great game in the first half. Neither was Fornals, and not many of the other players either. But so I think the substitutions were right. I think Benrahma immediate impact as well. He tried to get in on the game, as did Haller. But the quality of our general play didn't improve, or we didn't really get a hold of the game, and we didn't stop Villa from playing either. So, whilst there was little glimpses, little peaks in the half, it was still Villa's half basically, and we were struggling to contain them.
Yep. Still, talk to me about the impact that Haller had when he came off the bench.
He got involved in the game, as everybody's been screaming out for. He didn't just, he was running back, he was tackling, he was closing players down in defence, he was harrying them. It's exactly what everyone's been asking for, and it's almost as if the player came on to say, look, I'm still here, you shouldn't have dropped me, so I'll show you what I'm capable of. And I was really pleased. I was really pleased for him. And I loved the little skill he had down the byline, sideline, where he beat 2 or 3 players and he had to get hacked down by Matty Cash. Otherwise, it would have been sort of clean throughout, on the wing. And he's a skillful footballer. I'm really pleased that he got involved in the game. I know people are going to go, oh, you got your Haller tinted glasses on. Yes, I have, because I don't think he should have been dropped in the first place. He was harrying the defenders. He was closing them down. He was tracking back. He was creating chances. He was moving into space. Well done. Well done. Now, I think it's evident that Antonio's not match fit. So I hope that Haller starts the next game.
I was just about to say, does Haller start the next game? Does Benrahma start the next game? For me, yes. For both.
It's funny though, because you've got you before the game, I'd done the preview with Matt, and I was discussing about the tactical decision that Moyes has been making. Listen, look at us sitting here, and sometimes we're negative, sometimes we're positive, but we're sitting 5th place with 17 points. And if you rewind back to the fixtures, we certainly did not think we'd be sitting in this position, but we are. No. The thing is, though,
it's like we're stealing our position. It feels weird because we haven't played the best in the last 3 games against Fulham, Sheffield, and today against Villa. But here we are. We've won 3 games in a row, and we're sitting in 5th place. So there's a lot to be said for playing shit and winning.
And grinding out results. But the thing is, though, it comes to the time and a place when you've got to make those tactical decisions. And what I've got to say is, credit where credit's due. Moyes corrected his mistake by putting the substitution on early, going against the grain. So he went against the grain by first and foremost playing Antonio over Haller. Then he went against his own grain by bringing Haller on for Antonio at halftime, and that's got to give credit where credit's due, because that was the difference in the game. But let's move into the game further. Villa were pressing, and then suddenly, controversially, Declan Rice tugs the boys Trezeguet's shirt. Trezeguet goes down, and the referee awards a penalty. What was your thoughts on the penalty decision, Alf?
Well, I will bow down to Stell's superior knowledge here, because I don't think it's a penalty in any way, shape or form. Yes, tugging of the shirt, yes, is a penalty, is a foul, but it was such a very light tug of the shirt. But he just overly fell down and he just dropped. And that does not warrant a penalty, in my opinion. That's just the same as grappling, or not grappling, but jockeying for the ball. The reason why he got the injury there, you see the blood on his face, is because he actually fell onto Rice's boots, studs at as he was going down. But
and then there was a kind of
penalty. It wasn't a penalty.
There was a funny moment though with the penalty, because once it was awarded, Benrahma went up behind Ollie Watkins and told Fabianski he's going to go right. So Fabianski dived left. And Watkins went right. And fortunately for all West Ham fans, he hit the bar and the ball went out. And at this point, we thought, shit, we're probably going to get this. Are we going to actually trickle over this line and get another victory? And lo and behold, Alf, me and you were doing the match day live predominantly, and Malf, you said, "Oh, I just get this vibe. They're coming up for a equalize." And I was like, "Alf, stop talking, mate. Stop talking." And within literally seconds, the ball crosses in. Ollie Watkins taps the ball into the back of the net. What a fantastic finish!
It was, yeah.
But VAR came into play. Stel, talk to me.
I love VAR. No, you know what? VAR. It didn't need VAR to prove that was offside. And what surprised me was how long they took over that decision. I don't get it. I don't know what they're looking at specifically. It's almost like I'm not quite sure what they're up to when they're checking it, but from the human eye, you could see it was offside. So I do not understand why it took them so long to make the decision that it was offside. And it was the right decision. There's no two ways about it. The player was offside. He was marginally offside, but offside is offside. He was ahead of the play, and it was the right decision. But what worries me and puzzles me is that it took so very long for them to decide that it was. And sometimes the longer it takes, the more you start thinking this is going to go against us. And that's the thing I was concerned about. It took them far too long to make what was an obvious decision. So it was a great finish, but I'm sorry, it was offside.
Yep. 100%. But what happened was it was offside, and then we went ahead and got the victory. West Ham have walked away from the London Stadium with a 2-1 victory over Aston Villa. Like you said, still 3 wins on the trot, sitting in 5th place. And life is feeling a little bit better. We're not even at the bloody stadium. I just can't get it. Oh, it's mad. It's mad.
I really hope that when we do start going back to the stadiums, that things don't turn the other way. All this stuff about, fan pressure and, the players maybe are playing a bit more freely with the fans not being there, etc. I hope that doesn't change. So I hope when the fans are allowed back in the stadium, whether it's 2,000, 20,000, hopefully a full stadium, not before long, that we cheer the team on and push further forward, because it's fantastic, and it's the massive irony, isn't it, that we're not there to watch all this, and the tail end of last season as well.
Yeah.
100%.
No, we've had some decent performances, but we've rode our luck as well. We've fought hard. We defended quite well tonight. I thought, it was backs against the wall stuff. Balbuena and Ogbonna, I thought had a decent game. Creswell definitely, I thought had a decent game back there. I think Souček for the most part was pretty quiet. I think Rice had a decent enough game, not fantastic. But on the whole, I think we ground out that result. I don't think it wasn't a brilliant performance by any stretch of the imagination. But
something else we did miss was Fabianski's save, where
two.
The one in particular where Trezeguet was 1-on-1 with the keeper.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I think Trezeguet hit the top of the ball, it bounced off the ground. But to be fair to Fabianski, he was diving the wrong way and still
saved it. And people saying Fabi's finished, but he ain't.
No, he's not.
He ain't.
No, he's
lads, jump into the comments still.
I am. You guys carry on talking, but I've lost it now. I thought, oh, here we go. We got a problem. We got one of our watchers who's got a problem. He needs our help. He suffers from vertigo. He suffers from nosebleeds and delusions of grandeur supporting West Ham because we're 5th place. Good one, Garino.
Yeah, 100%.
Sorry, what was the question, mate?
No, just do the comments.
We're doing the comments. Matt, Grealish is England class, but he's ruining himself. I don't think he is England class, but then that's my opinion. And with him, I
feel like that's a debate. It's definitely a debate. I do think he's got the ability, but
like he's got the ability to be.
Yeah, like you said, still though, unfortunately, that side of his game lets him down, and that could be said for a lot of players. Could be said for players like Mark Noble, because sometimes he's got a temper. And that can let his game down. But fair play to Mark Noble. He came on today. He
did a job. I still don't like this thing about Declan giving him the armband. I don't.
Mate, do you know what that is? Do you know what I like about that?
It's respect.
Yeah.
Happy Hammer. Ref was sucking Grealish off in the changing room and carried on doing the same on the pitch. Love it. I love the banter. But it's true. Yeah. The ref is right up Grealish's arse.
Yeah.
Happy Hammer again. Divers should get a red card automatically. I absolutely agree with that. I absolutely agree.
No, when we're talking about VAR, we're talking about what VAR is looking at. VAR looks at specific things in different passages of play, and that's how it confirms or not. But actually, VAR should be looking at this. They should be looking as we are looking at replays or at evidence that is right there before us, and they should be going straight to the referee and say, "Hold on a minute," just like it would be for dangerous play, just like it would be for anything like that.
It will stop it, won't it, Alf?
He has clearly dived there. You need to go and book him.
Yeah, and that will stop it happening in the game.
Yeah,
if the players, even if they're reprimanded retrospectively after the game, it will stop it. Matt, it's not just the going down; it's the smile on his face when he looks up and sees that the ref has bought it that pisses me off.
Yeah,
absolutely right, and that's that is why. I'm not a Grealish fan. We got this one before. Loved it when Antonio started taking the mick out of Grealish. He was taking the mick out of him. He was basically saying, "Stand up, mate. Stop going down like a whatever." Yeah. What else we got here? Let's go through some of the other comments. That's jumped quite a lot. I don't know where we were, so I'm going to have to just pick the next one. Neil, but in the end, for all their cheating, they got nothing out of the game. Exactly, and that's what should happen. Cheat shouldn't prosper.
Yeah.
There we go. Noble taking the armband, pointless. I get what you said, Anton, about it being respect, but I kind of don't agree with it. I don't know what you guys think about
it. With it.
Are you?
I'm okay with it as well. I'm okay with it.
you know what? I'll be honest with you.
Captain.
You've got a mixture of things here. You've got Declan Rice, who's the apprentice, learning off of Mark Noble, who's I don't know what you could call him, the master. But then you've got Kevin Nolan on the sidelines, who Mark Noble looks up to and gets a lot of advice from. And you've got this kind of line of respect. And I genuinely don't think there's a big issue with it at all, because I think now we know as long as Declan Rice stays at this club, he is going to be the captain. There's no way Mark Noble will take the captaincy next season.
No. Matt thought Allaire had a great game when he came on, and it looked like being dropped actually fired him up. Thoughts, lads? What do you think? Good game for him?
Do you know what, mate? I'm sorry, Al, for jumping in here, but I think Haller did have a good game. I think that the fact that Aston Villa probably deserved to get something out of that game may take away from his performance, but there was a couple of times his hold-up play. I'd like to look at his stats for the second half, and we've all seen his stats from the Sheffield United game, and I wouldn't be surprised they're comparable today. I would not be surprised if they're comparable today.
Yeah, he's definitely a hold-up play. If you can play it into Haller's feet, then it gives us an opportunity for him to feed in other players. Definitely.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, agreed. Yeah. Trodge, remember the World Cup when they started to book any diving, sportsmanship and fair play? Where has that gone with football? Yeah. Absolutely agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that should have just been continued in domestic leagues. Schizo, good evening, mate. Both of Benrahma's assists have been brilliant bits of play. Is there a future for this lad at West Ham United, lads?
Yes. Big time.
Anton?
Yeah, 100%.
Now, it's interesting. I'm not going to say, I'm not going to, use the M word, but it's interesting that it was M that got replaced for. I was surprised.
No, I'm not surprised.
I thought it'd be Fornals.
But do you know what? Fornals just turns up. At the end of the day, as much as I sometimes think, do you know what? And as Alf, I get your point on Fornals sometimes as well. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, his work rate for our team right now is top class, and I can't take that away from Fornals. The ground he covers in every single game. Again, I'd love to see the stats for that, because he just covers so much ground. And Masuaku right now, he's the right player to have been brought off, not because Masuaku's being shit, but just because he's the worst of a good bunch, maybe. I don't know. Right now,
I just thought Masuaku was a little bit cold tonight. He's a little bit. Yeah. He's off it a little bit.
Yeah. Here's a question for you both: will the team that finished this game start against Man United?
Yeah. No. Noble won't start.
Okay. That you know what? I must admit, I wasn't thinking about Noble. So taking Noble aside, putting Bowen back on. All right, let me rephrase the question. Will Benrahma and Allaire start in the next game?
Yes.
I don't know, because I'm always surprised by what. I'm
not. What by what Moyes does?
By what Moyes? I am because each week we've been calling for things. You were surprised today that something happened like it did. My only downside is the fact that we've got. Man United won a good game against Southampton. They didn't deserve to win the game, but they got the result they needed, and Cavani got 2 goals as well. So I think we're going to be need to turn up. So
it's quite interesting though. We turn up for Man U, and I reckon we're going to beat them. Yeah.
I've got a good feeling about it as well, actually. Yeah.
Why does Allaire get more excited about other players scoring than his own?
I've seen that. He was buzzing. He was buzzing when the guy scored. But listen, I don't think we can read too much into it. He's got a history of not celebrating his goals, so I think that's his style. And I don't think you've got to read into his celebration too much. But he was actually excited when West Ham players that weren't him scored the goal more than he was when he scored.
Yeah, good.
And here's a typical West Ham thing. Would say we are going on a European tour, but oops, COVID would be typical. Can you imagine? We'd end up in Europe, and then we won't be able to go and watch the team play.
Yeah.
Typical.
Yeah.
Walter, if the luck stays with us and we win on Saturday, we will be third. Let me reread that. If luck stays with us and we win on Saturday, we will be third. Champions League season, lads.
Can you imagine?
Look
Can
at
you
us.
imagine
Look at us.
that
If you
happened?
rewind back to the start of the match day live, there was an element of sadness. And now look at us.
It's Europe. It's Europe.
Yeah, look,
dear.
SA again. Does anyone else think we may slide when fans get allowed back into the stadium? What do you think at that point? Do you think the players are going to go back to how we know and love them?
I'll be honest with you, right? I think if you're a player, and it doesn't matter if it's not going to be the same without 60,000 fans. But if you're a player and you're at home and 2,000 of your fans are there after such a long time out, I can't help but think that they will be buzzing about it. I really can't help
think so.
Even if it's
so as well.
if it's 500, it's not ideal for the fans. It's not great because we all want to go when it's fuller. But they've currently been going on they're playing in front of nobody, so 2,000 can make a noise.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah.
Marcus, Neville and Neville and Carragher were talking about Oggy fouling Watkins at the time he scored. Apparently, they checked it on VAR.
Don't care.
Yeah, I agree.
Because
I agree.
the amount of decisions that have gone against us over the last few years, I don't care.
Yeah, those decisions do go against you.
Yeah.
The only thing wrong with the league table is that the Spuds are still in front of us. Won't be for much longer, though.
No, absolutely not.
I tell you what, though, if we'd had a couple more minutes in that Spurs game,
we would have won that as well.
We may have taken away the 3 points.
Yeah.
Stephen Salisbury, Grealish is everything that's good in football, but at the same time, everything that is bad.
I'm sorry, there's a comment in there. I just need to address something, right?
Go on.
I get there's banter. I genuinely don't support any other football club except for West Ham.
Don't lie, Anton.
People are like, honestly, it's West Ham, that is it.
Actually, people have asked for a mug with Anton loves Kilmarnock on it.
Yeah.
What colour did they play in?
Well, I tell you what.
No. What colour do they play in?
No. Hold on a second. I tell you what. That brings us nicely, doesn't it? Nicely into
Go on, then. Go on,
what's coming up soon, and let us know your thoughts. You've asked for it. You, as fans of this channel or who watch it, have asked for what we're about to show you. We weren't going to do it, but because you asked us to do it, we're doing it.
Well, hey.
I like that.
Incoming.
But people don't want all that. People want hoodies with Anton loves Kilmarnock on it.
Yeah,
I like that one as well.
I like that one. I really do.
Like that one. Yeah.
So that stuff, we'll have a chat about what we're going to do. We'll let you know how they're available, etc. And we'll go and we'll move forward with that from there.
Brilliant. Lovely.
Couple more comments before we go. Massive respect to Moyes, admitting he got it wrong with the starting lineup, making a double substitution at half-time. Was that the biggest surprise of the whole game, lads? That he actually brought on 2 subs at half-time?
Yeah.
Yes, I think it was. It was. We were all screaming for that decision to be made, but none of us expected it. No, absolutely right.
And I think we've got a fan on that isn't a West Ham fan here, because he's saying that West Ham will still be in relegation battle come May.
Nah,
I don't think so, mate.
Not this season. No.
Not this West Ham. Not without a shadow of a doubt.
No,
we're nearly there.
We're playing well.
Anton, do we need to cover anything else before we finish off with comments?
No, mate. I think I'm quite happy, really, to be honest. I think we've got a show coming out this week. It's got 2 X-Pros on it, so we'll give you the heads up on that. It's got 2 X-Pros coming up, so we'll let you know when that's uploaded. I don't think what is this saying here?
Alf, have a look at that comment on the screen. How old was Anton when he started supporting West Ham?
I expected it at some point when you do this. Listen, I've had it all my life supporting West Ham, so hey ho.
Pam's not happy. No black mugs. We're not dead.
Oh well, Pam.
Tough luck.
You got a white one. You got the white one.
Oh, there you go, Pam. One for you.
So listen, we've got a show coming out this week with 2 X-Pros. We'll keep you updated on that. Still, Alf, before you say it, I'm not going to have my show ready for Thursday. My work is mental right now, so hopefully it'll be the next following Thursday. Then we'll have a preview, Man United, Matchday Live, Manchester United. Don't know. We'll see what other shows are coming out, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, might have a little sneaky little oi from me.
Hey, nice one.
So that rounds it up. West Ham 2-1 against Aston Villa. It's probably the shortest review ever, but that's the point of a review. That is the point of a review. It's highlights. It's not to be the length of a football game still. Anyway.
Look, people love it. I can go on for another half an hour if you really want me to.
Listen, I watched Stell's West Ham Weekly last night, and he said about 50 minutes in, he was like, "Oh, I'm going to be under an hour," and I think he finished at an hour and 15.
I did. That was the shortest West Ham Weekly ever.
But the point was, you said you were finishing 25 minutes before you did.
Well, I was, but people. Listen, mate, you got to interact with people. They were chatting, so I was responding.
Yeah.
I was responding. So see, Anton doesn't get all Anton wants to do.
That's better. You just mute Stell, and you can't really hear anything. You see his mouth moving. Right, listen. What is he talking about?
I'm telling you now, people. All Anton wants to do is sell you mugs.
No, Anton doesn't. Anton was
all he wants to do.
Anton was pressed by people to do the mugs. I wasn't even that bothered. Anyway, SA, what are the details for the West Ham Weekly? Stell does a West Ham Weekly show every Sunday. Usually about 8:30, but he's always late, so it's probably about 9:30. And he goes on for about 2 hours, but he gives you the roundup of all West Ham news in the week. So go and check it out. And
check out another decent show, which has just been mentioned. When you hear that Alf does an oi oi, that's definitely worth watching. And I'll tell you what's even funnier is when we lose and he does a grumble. That's even funnier.
Absolutely. So as usual,
we're not losing, so they're all oi-ois at the moment.
It's all great.
As usual,
see, we've gone another 10 minutes with you rambling on, Anton.
Exactly, mate. Exactly. Listen, go and click that subscribe button. If you're watching and you've not done it, hit the subscribe button. If you're doing that as well, hit the notifications, hit the comments, get some comments in when the video is done, hit the thumbs up. Go and check out Alf's channel, Revelator Alf. Go and check out anything you want, and we'll come back to you this week. And anyway, he has been Alf. He's been Stelios. I've been Anton. This is West Ham, Irons United, and come on, you Irons.
Up the hammers.